stadium
Anthems.
stadium songs. Let's go to the last one. This one, I was able to catch the majority of the game. By this point, I did not want to be dancing or singing anymore. I just wanted to sit.
This game.
Yep, I just wanted to sit down and watch football. And I made it back to have some pizza at 1 a.m. and I was catching the first overtime. So, JP, talk to us a little bit about my Rams and how they pissed that one away.
I think your biggest takeaway on this, it needs to be that Colorado State outplayed Colorado in every facet of the game. But here's how you lose football games, fellas. You turn the ball over 4 times. You lose the turnover battle. You're -2 in that. You also have 17 penalties for 182 yards.
And they were stupid. They were stupid penalties.
182 yards. That's how you lose football games.
Here's my problem. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but this is my problem with it. If you want to go out there and you want to lay somebody out and get that first penalty or whatever just to set the tone, like, hey, we're not fucking around this time, all right? Like, cool, whatever. That's awesome. No, you guys were morons. That was poorly coached, undisciplined football. That was disgusting. That was just...
when you're dealing with in overtime 2 15-yard penalties that you're fighting as you're trying to score and tie this game up. It is ruthless. You dug yourself a hole way too deep to get back out of. No, I thought Norvell had them ready to go. Like, they did make a lot of dumb penalties. Neither team could run the football. 102 rush yards for Colorado State, 70 for Colorado. Shadur had a good game. He didn't really turn the ball over other than the 1 pick. He did play well again, but he's getting hit nonstop. The kid was running for his life the entire time, and that Colorado State front's solid, but it's not anything compared to what they'll see next week. A little preview into that for next week. But I think Colorado State played better than them in all facets. They deserved to win the game. Actually, I take that back. They don't. Not when you have 17 penalties and you're -2. You don't deserve to win it.
You don't.
But you dominate time of possession. It pissed me off so much that they found a way to lose it. Like,
you knew they were going to. You knew they were going to. Just the way everything was going.
Because it was so built up, right? And everybody jumped on right after Norvell said that stuff about taking his hat off, his sunglasses, talking to grown-ups. Well, everybody hammers Colorado thinking they're going to pound them. You know, you act like you're not looking ahead to go play in Eugene against Oregon next week. You probably were, because you didn't look great. They're bad on defense. We knew that. They're not good on the trenches on either side of the football. It's their stars have to make crazy plays, and now you're dealing with Travis Hunter, who I hope is okay, because that was kind of a shit situation that happened to him. But this one, it was a ton of fun. It was the best, worst played game I've watched in a long time.
Yeah, it was definitely exciting. It was dramatic. Deion said that Hunter's going to be out at least a few weeks, which is detrimental because that Colorado defense is already terrible.
Now opens that secondary up.
Oh my God,
Michigan State 2020 bad.
Colorado State got anything they wanted. I just can't, like, anything underneath. They got 5 to 10 yards.
The crossing patterns were detrimental. Man. The crossing patterns, they dominated. I mean, the tight end, they made a couple of good plays. That tight end made a sweet catch on that late touchdown for Colorado State, their last touchdown before overtime. But looking at this game, man, I think there's more takeaways for Colorado on how they reacted being down, because I know they talked about, you know, we put up a fight, we stayed in it, we showed resiliency, and Deion was talking about at the end of the game. Dude, you're fucking lucky it was Colorado State. Like, if you get down to anybody else in that conference, you're not that resilience, the resiliency that you showed, dude, they were non-existent and down the entire game except for the last drive. Like, they were not competitive. So there's some definite holes in the way this team interacted and kind of fell apart once they started trailing in the game until the last drive of the game. It's not going to work in conference play. I'll tell you that right now.
Here's my problem is, first of all, number one, the fake fans, that stadium was awfully quiet for 4 quarters. That was hilarious. Hilarious. But this number 2, my problem is, and I have not really had an issue with Colorado up into this point. And I know that they were a little dirtier, like Colorado State was, so you're a little pissed off. But, like, where's the humility after that? You guys beat Colorado State. I don't know if you guys have paid attention. I know you haven't played them in half a decade, but they're terrible. They won 3 games last year, and they got absolutely mollywopped by Washington State, who's definitely would throw for 600 yards on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they're going.
Shadur's going there, flexing his watch on. I'm like, dude, you took Colorado State to 2 overtimes.
But, like, that's who he is, and so he's playing like that's how he plays, right? He's a little cocky, a little arrogant. He's confident in himself, and so he does, like, he flashes things like lets you know that he's got a little more than you do or whatnot. But
it's cool when you're dominating.
You know how bad that football program was for so long prior to Deion, when you're 24-point favorites and you win in double overtime and we storm the field. And I get it's mostly kids who don't know anything. They probably are just like, well, let's go rush the field because fuck it, like we're kids and nobody cares and we don't know anything about football, but we won.
And the excuse of them being college kids and that's why they're rushing the field, like, wouldn't you're in college once, wouldn't you do that? No, nobody else does that. Nobody. Literally, they're the only team that's ever done that. That's not an excuse. Kids, if you're a 25-point favorite at Iowa and you beat Western Michigan, how come they didn't storm the fucking field? Because you're a 25-point favorite and it's Western Michigan. It's the same scenario. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, they only won one game last year. You wouldn't storm the field. Nebraska and Iowa have never stormed the field after each other. What's the difference?
They have not.
No.
There would be fights.
Yes, but it's just it's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's bullshit. It's baloney. Those kids don't know football. They just bought those shirts.
I don't know what's good about this. What's good about this? They have to go to Eugene, guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. They have to go to Eugene. They're 14-point dogs to open at. They have to go to Eugene.
I thought 20. I saw 21.
Oh, I thought
that's a big difference. Somebody's wrong.
Yeah, I've been seeing.
I was looking at a different number.
I thought
I've been from 21 to 14.
I wanted Colorado to lose more so for ESPN to just be in shell shock, like not actually like towards Colorado, but towards ESPN itself. How brutal was that broadcast was last night? I mean, just
20.5.
Unbearable. Yeah, I was like,
it was good. And I know you flipped it on late in the game, Shafe, and I watched it all the way back from Lincoln. I wasn't driving, so I watched it the whole way back. There was an all-time Mark May moment where they were talking about, wait, did I get that? Mark Jones. Mark Jones?
Yeah, Mark
Jones, the old
guy.
Mark Jones? Is that his
Lewis
name?
Riddick and Jones. It was Mark Jones and Lewis Riddick.
Okay, so Mark Jones had an all-time moment where they're interviewing Offset and then penalties Offset in the game, and he goes, Offset, just like the guy we're talking to. Let's go back to him. And I was like, that is what I'm talking about. That was all-time announcing. But they did. It's a dick writing contest at ESPN over there right now, and I think everybody's tired of watching it. So,
I think the casuals they're going to be in shock once they realize Colorado can't make the national championship at 7-5. But let's move on.